John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, my name is John Ulzheimer, and I am a consumer credit expert. I have been in the credit industry since 1991, so I'm actually working my 30th year. I've spent time at FICO, the credit scoring company, and I spent time at Equifax, which is one of the three generally recognized consumer credit reporting agencies. And so today, I'm going to spend a few minutes dispelling a myth that has been around the credit reporting world for many, many years, and that is to discuss a fictitious date called the date of last activity, which some people refer to as the DLA, date of last activity. The date of last activity is actually a legacy date that used to be on credit reports, but we're talking decades ago. The DLA hasn't been on credit reports since before the turn of the century, actually. However, there are some scenarios where people, when they hear me talking about that there is no such thing as a DLA, they immediately go to their computer, they download a copy of the credit report that they may have pulled the prior week that shows DLA, and then they email it to me and yell at me saying I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's do some clarification, just so we're not walking away from this not having a full and complete understanding of this issue with respect to DLA. So the first thing that you have to understand, this is actually very important for a variety of reasons, you have to understand that there are actually two different types of credit reports that are floating around in the, in the marketplace today, both in the consumer marketplace and also in the lender or user marketplace. So first off, there's what's referred to as an actual credit report. So a credit report is an industry term that it describes the style of credit report that is provided to lenders. So lenders, insurance companies, debt collectors, credit unions, credit card issuers, mortgage brokers. Essentially, they are provided only to companies that are going to be using the information to make some sort of a risk decision. So like, am I going to give you a loan, or am I going to open a credit card for you? These types of credit reports are not ever provided to consumers unless you have a buddy that works at an auto dealership and he's pulling credit reports and giving them out to his friends. But in the normal, non-nefarious world, the credit report format that is provided to lenders is not ever provided to consumers, okay? And the reason it's not provided to consumers is because it's in code. It's in a code called Metro 2. Metro 2 is the one and only credit reporting language that exists in today's consumer credit reporting marketplace. There is no other language. So if you hear people talk about Metro 2, they're referring to the language that is used for lenders to report information to the credit bureaus and the language used by the credit bureaus to send information to lenders. And so Metro 2 is, in fact, the format. So these credit reports that are used by lenders are in the Metro 2 format and language. There is a booklet that is provided to lenders every single year. It's called the Credit Reporting Resource Guide, or the CRRG, or informally the Metro 2 manual. And that manual is about that thick. If you were to print it, it's over 300 pages, and it's essentially the Metro 2 language and then conditions whereby you would use certain codes in certain scenarios. If you were to look through that manual today, right now, and do a word search on either DLA or a phrase, date of last activity, you will not find anything, which means that there is no such thing in the Metro 2 credit reporting language, which means it does not appear on credit reports provided to lenders, and it is not a date that has any meaning or relevance in the credit scoring environment, because credit scores are also calculated off of these types of credit reports. And so I know y'all are sitting there screaming at the screen saying, you're full of it, here's my credit report, DLA, date of last activity. That's probably true, and here's why. There is a second type of credit reports, and this type is provided only to consumers. These are called consumer disclosure credit reports or credit report disclosures. This is the type of format that you can pull off of annualcreditreport.com, Equifax's website, TransUnion's websites, Experian's website. This is the type of report that is designed for you, the consumer. It is not designed and it is never provided to lenders or users. And this type of report is not the report that's the basis for your credit score. The disclosure type of credit report serves one purpose and one purpose only, and that purpose is to provide consumers with copies of their own credit reports in a format and a design and a style that's easy for them to understand, that's not in Metro 2 coding. These are color-coded with red, white, and blue, and there's plain English legends that explain what certain things mean. These are the reports that are provided to consumers. So it is absolutely true that you may still see things like DLA or date of last activity on disclosure style credit reports that are not actually on the reports that are provided to lenders. DLA is not the only date or not the only field on a disclosure style credit report that does not show up in an actual real credit report that is scored by FICO and VantageScore, provided to lenders for the purposes of underwriting. Experian has one called date of status. Date of status, again, if you were to go through the Metro 2 manual, you're not going to find it. It doesn't exist. Current status. There's tons of examples I can give you that are on disclosure reports that are not on credit reports, that are not provided by lenders to any of the credit reporting agencies. They can't be updated by lenders because they didn't provide them in the first place. They can't change a data field that doesn't actually exist in Metro 2. So it does cause a little bit of confusion, and I acknowledge that and I understand that. And so for those of you who do see reports where they do have a DLA or a date of last activity, just be aware that you're actually looking at a disclosure style credit report, not an actual real credit report that is the basis for your credit score and is also in Metro 2 and is sent to lenders for the purposes of underwriting. So be aware of that as you're looking at your credit reports, and if you do see dates like that or fields that might be confusing to you and you don't understand what they are, they may not actually be fields that are on real credit reports and therefore have no real meaning in the world of underwriting or in the world of credit scoring. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I appreciate you taking the time to watch today. I know this is a long video and this is very complex stuff, but it's also important that you have a good understanding of it. So again, if you've got any questions, leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.